put a gun up to my head, and then you pushed me on the bed. When you asked me for the name of every book I'd never read, you had an accent hard to place, and there was something to your face that made it so hard to believe that you were part of the human race. It's strange but true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, true, I can't get over you. We had a night of perfect bliss, even though we never kissed. But when I looked into your eyes, I saw a cold and dark abyss. It's strange but true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, true, I can't get over you. Said you came from forever, everything happens to scheme. You said there is no whenever, all just a part of a dream. You disappeared altogether, lit by the morning sunbeam. It's strange but true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, I can't get over you. It's strange but true, I can't get over, I can't get over, I can't get over you. The woman in black, the woman in black, the woman in black, the woman in Hello, welcome to Guitar Trek. I am Richard J. Dowling, and every week I upload an original song. This week it was Strange But True, possibly with parenthesis, Intergalactic Vampire War Part 1, The Woman in Black. I'm not sure about that. We'll see what happens. The reason is that I got a little message from Zack Bolles, another YouTuber, another musician. He's very good supporting my channel. He usually leaves a message, and he commented on the previous song that I'd done, which was Your Distant Gaze, and I think, if I remember correctly, either he said it or I said it, that it was a bit different lyrically. and I sort of made a flippant comment that I usually write about UFOs, banshees, and mysterious things, which I don't usually do. I've done some, but and I sort of joked that every week I like to have a different song. By which I mean I like to have a different feel. So it's difficult to explain really, but I mean, for example, if you're a blues singer, then all of your songs are going to be blues style. And I've done some songs which have a blues feel to it, and some songs which have a country feel to it. I like to sort of, everything has a different tone or variety, or something different. So that I mean, this is what I always like to do. I mean, I like the Beatles albums because every song is a different sound. It's maybe a different genre, but certainly everything is, there's a wide variety, as opposed to something like, for example, AC/DC, where everything is, and it's great for them. Everything is that sort of hard rock genre. Everything is, I think there's something about British bands that do tend to like variety. I mean, if you think of the Beatles, Queen, there's a tremendous variety. I mean, Queen, they're a rock band, but I mean, they did loads of different styles of music. So there's something in amongst those sort of British bands that is they're open to not being so easily categorizable. Obviously, well, there are groups like Status Quo that that do maybe have more of a definable style. Although I came across a few years back, Pictures of Matchstick Men by Status Quo, which blew my mind. I didn't realise they'd written something so great and so very different from their usual format. And so the idea was, so I made a joke that because last week's song was about relationships and love, and I haven't written many love songs, but I said because I like to do different things every week, then the next song it'll probably be about an intergalactic vampire war. And as I was writing lyrics for this, I thought, well, actually, it could sort of, it has a sort of place possibly to it, but I don't know if I'll do it because it's a bit, maybe it's a bit too jokey. I don't know. I'll see. You'll know before I do, because when you've seen the title up on YouTube. But as to this week's song, and I've got, strange enough, I've got two fairly decent takes, but unfortunately, because I'm using a camera and I don't know all the technical details, but it's got a screen. It's a phone. Sorry, it's a phone camera. It's a camera. It's a camera with a phone. No, it's a phone. What the? It's a phone. It has a camera, like most phones do nowadays. I'm an old guy. So I'm not accustomed to modern technology. My point being is that I can't see when I'm recording. I'm not using it to take a selfie. I'm using it with the good camera side, so I can't really set up the shot very easily. And I've got two vocal takes, which I think are quite good. But one of them, you sort of like, you don't see the top half of my head, and then the other one, it's like you see my head at the bottom of the screen and the rest of the thing. So it's either one of those two is going to be used. Because I can't face another vocal take. There's something. It's quite an easy song, but I don't know if it's just Monday blues. I just don't have the energy. I mean, I could do another take maybe, but there's one of them has a little glitch. I'm not sure if it's just the format on the computer. I don't know what it'll be like on YouTube, but there's a little glitch in the bridge somewhere. I don't know if I just don't know. And I've been rambling again now, where am I? I was speaking with my friend at the weekend about the fact that I don't really tend to plan very much these thoughts sections. And in a way, I mean, yeah, I do end up sort of hesitating and lost for words, and then maybe repeating the same thing over again. But the reason I do it, one of the reasons I do it is A, I'm lazy, but B, I think it does give you a better look at the creative side of things, because effectively what I'm doing speaking now is what I'm doing when I pick up a guitar to write a song. That I'll think, for example, oh, Beatles, oh yeah, they've got some great guitar songs. Oh, I wish I could write a riff like Day Tripper. and I'll start playing around with something like that, and then you just sort of associate ideas and go off, and so in a way, these rambles are a genuine insight into the mind of a creative genius. So I hope you appreciate that. Now, let's see. The song was quite a simple one. Like I said, I'm going to get the guitar. Let's see. No, I don't need it plugged in. So the chords are B major, G major, E major. And this is sort of an inverse of a chord progression that I use quite a lot, which would be E to G. Actually, that sounds pretty good. Okay, that's another idea, possibly for a song. So, okay, so, but this song, it was just a nice sort of chord. I don't know what key it's in, because it starts off with a B, goes to G major, then an E. I never really worry about what key it's in. But anyway, it sounded good. And importantly, it sounded different from the previous week's song, which was more of a sort of classic ballad. The problem with this one was trying to find a chorus that worked. But I had 2 or 3 different ideas, but nothing that really. When something sort of like it's like a connection that happens in the brain. It's like you get this sort of like that's the right solution for this. So I came up with so because it had to have that sort of attitude. I think something that gets overlooked when people are talking about songwriting is the attitude of the song, the tone of the song. It's difficult to explain, but it's a slightly snarly, but I don't know if I'm really explaining it well, but it just comes down to feel. Certain things feel right. So when I had that chorus, and I knew, okay, right, I've got the song, and it's this idea that I've probably mentioned a few times, but one of the most important things about songwriting is generation of ideas, but also it's selection of ideas. So remember that you don't have to go with the first idea that you get. It may be the first idea is the best one, but often, I mean, I've had like songs that maybe I tried 4 or 5 different choruses before finding one that really sort of clicked, and I think that I think that's what makes the fact that my songs, to my mind, are very good. I think it's because I do put the work in the right areas. So, I have memorable melodies, catchy melodies, and the verse, the pre-chorus, if there is one, the chorus, they all seem to sort of fit in a way which makes it a very. It seems, I think that the mark of, I feel particularly good with a song when it feels as though it's one of these songs that's existed forever. I think I mentioned this it's got a timeless quality to it. The danger is that maybe you come across an idea and you think it's your own, but actually you've copied somebody else. I mean, I always think of George Harrison with "She's My Lord," which was, I think, I can't remember now whether it was "My Sweet Love" or something. "My Sweet Love," "My Sweet Lord." It was a copy of a '60s song, but it was an unintentional copy. He thought he'd come up with a melody, and every week I do this, and I always in the back of my mind think maybe this is an original song. Maybe I've copied it off somebody by accident. But so far it seems I've been okay. But I guess it's one of those things that it could easily happen to any songwriter. Normally, when you play something for a few people, and you're worried, oh, has this been done before? You'd ask, does this remind you of anything and stuff? But I don't really have the time because I've only got this week window. So, I'm working in good faith. I always upload what I think is an original idea. The reason that this is coming to mind is because I got a comment that on one of my old songs, Countdown to Midnight, that it resembled a Yardbirds song. So I'm going to try and find out. He couldn't remember the name of it, but I'm going to try and find out. It could well be true. It's not an intentional thing, but I'm going to try and sort of hunt it out. And one thing that happened this weekend was that where we are here in Spain, we've been under a lot of restrictions. We couldn't leave the city, and it's not a very nice city for walking, in the sense of like there are not many green spaces. There are some green spaces, but we're in the habit of going outside to a place called Cantes, which I think is a forerunner of Kansas in the United States. It's a little Spanish area. I think it probably just means like grassy plains or something. I don't know. In Gallego. So what was I saying? We've been in restrictions, lockdown. Couldn't leave the city perimeter, and so we couldn't go away for weekend walks in the country, which was really, really getting me down. And I didn't realise how much it had been sort of weighing on me until last weekend. Finally, we were able to leave. We went out for a nice walk in the country with some friends, amid the trees and nature. It was really, really nice, and just really, really drives home the importance of a connection with nature, how important it is to be out there and experiencing the green and the fresh air. Now, what was that? So that's the music, the lyrics. Well, when I was working on the chorus, high notes seem to be, I don't know if this is a thing for everyone, but high notes seem to be easier with a U sound. So I was just thinking, well, it's got to be a word with like U in it or something. Then true just hit my head, and then strange, the phrase strange but true. So okay, well, if it's strange but true, I can't get over you. Sort of, again, that sort of popped into my head. So then it sort of suggested a story of this guy has met this strange woman, and at the end of the lyrics is calling her the woman in black. I don't know if you're familiar with the Men in Black phenomenon, aside from the films, but there are also women in black. It seems people have had encounters with women in black. So it's possible that in this story, this strange woman that he meets is a woman in black, and whatever you believe women, the people, the men, the women, the people in black are, extraterrestrials, fairies, spirits, hallucinations, whatever. It's in this sort of genre. So then I remembered the comment that I'd made, so I thought I might do it just for fun. So yeah, Intergalactic Vampire War Part 1, The Woman in Black. And maybe I'll do a little opera, a space opera. Maybe I should stop thinking now because I might do that. Or maybe I don't know. Right. Okay. So then the rest of the story just sort of it was quite easy. The only difficulty I had was in the bridge. Where it's a very different. That's why it was. I don't know if you noticed, but I had a little drum machine going on the computer because the bridge is a very different. It's a completely. So it's nice, but I had a little drum machine trying to help me to keep the rhythm going, and I think it worked more or less. I was in tempo. I think I had a few glitches, but okay, that's the song. Then I wanted to do a shout out this week. I've got some notes here. I may not plan very well, but I've got some notes. I wanted to shout out to a guy who's a fantastic musician. He is a really wonderful technical guitarist. His channel, excuse me, his channel's called, I think it's called Fingerstyle, and he's based in Indonesia. Adi Supriyadi, forgive me if that's not the correct pronunciation. He's a wonderful guitarist, always uploading fantastic pieces of music. But I saw one of his videos, he was playing what looked like a sort of battered Telecaster, but it wasn't a Telecaster, it wasn't a Fender Telecaster. So I sort of left a comment saying, I always do this, by the way, because obviously, I don't know, it's like connected, leave a comment to indicate that I'm typing. I don't know why, but I left a comment about what an interesting guitar it was, and he said that he didn't have the money to buy a guitar, so he built it himself. And I'm just really impressed with the fact that he can build a guitar, and it sounds great. It sounds great. I wonder if he built the amplifier as well. Actually, I must ask him about that. Which reminds me of an idea that a musician here in where I am, Carlos Santos, had. He's from Cuba. He had this idea that, and it's a fantastic idea. One day I hope he can do it. He said that he had the idea of an academy, education, a school, where it's a music school, but you learn everything through music. So, for example, mathematics. I mean, music is based on mathematics. An octave is the same note, higher frequencies, patterns. You know, if you want to teach electronics, you'd be looking at guitar amps. The fact is that we're in the 21st century, but guitar amps still use valves. I don't know if you've got maybe an old radio in your house with valves in it, but valve technology they're still today trying to replicate it using, you know, simulators and computers and stuff. But valves work in a wonderfully interesting way for processing signals. So the idea was that you connect everything through music, and I thought that's a great idea. So that's why I was reminded by this guy who not only can play wonderfully, but he built his own guitar. So you know, the level of skill is amazing. So please check out his channel. I'm sure he's very active on YouTube. Maybe you've already come across it, and enjoy. And that's about it for this week. I'm going to have to listen to that idea that I came up with in the middle of the episode, because it could be, maybe that could be next week's song, maybe. But I don't want to tie myself down just yet. Right. You can see I think I'm in a better mood. I think the walk in the country did me a world of good. So if you're feeling a little bit down, and God knows we've all got reasons to be, for one reason or another, to be a little under the weather, try and get out to nature and enjoy the wonderful gift that we all have been given. Thank you all for watching, for listening, putting up with my rambling, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.